So originally I was going to do a different video, but then got to hear about Renee Young doing commentary on Raw this coming Monday, which will be Monday the 13th of August 2018. Maybe reflect back to her time as an NXT commentator. Now at the time, I think it was at a wrestling event of some sort, and they made mention of, one day when Renee is on one of the main shows, people at the time did not want Renee to be one of the voices on one of those shows. Now her time on NXT, even she's admitted, she goes, it wasn't her best stuff, but it wasn't that bad. For one of her first times really doing commentary for wrestling, not everyone is great right off the bat. If you go back and watch some like mid 2002, it'll be Sunday Night Heat and Velocity, so the Saturday and Sunday shows, Alita did commentary for a while when she was out for an injury. Even she mentioned that she didn't want to do it; she wasn't very good at it. But JR was kind of like, no, it'll keep you on TV, while you're rehabbing, and it'll keep you front and center. And it might give you another opportunity, something else to do. And then she came back for the Mae Young Classic. She was noticeably better at it. Now, of course, you're looking at a difference between about 15 years, but it still showed that if you're not great at it at one point in time, you can become significantly better at it. Now, from what I've read, this is probably a 1, maybe 2 week thing. Coach is doing some work with the video game. Now, her work on NXT, at the time, wasn't that bad. If you compare it to NXT commentary now, where you've got, Nigel McGuinness, Mauro Ranallo, and Percy Watson, you can always tell that the third person ends up being kind of a weird dynamic, because you might have the person who's, normally if you're doing a 3-person booth, you've got your face, your heel, and then the person who's just doing the play-by-play. What will really help Renee is she's opposite Corey Graves. They spent a lot of time together in NXT, and I have a feeling that Corey is going to do a pretty good job doing just enough heel that's going to allow Renee to really shine as the face role in this. And I'm beginning to see what happens. I'm optimistically looking forward to this. Now, of course, the one benefit she's going to have walking into this is the third person in that booth. For a while, you would have Booker T. Booker T, great wrestler, can do some good commentary, but normally he's just all over the place. Or Jonathan Coachman, who again can get all over the place and occasionally says comments that make absolutely no sense. Or it was David Otunga. I mean, if you look at the crowd of people that she's kind of getting thrown into replacing, they're not the best. It's not like it's like, oh, well, she's taking the place of, like Iron Mike Tenay or a Jim Ross. She's not. She's taking the third person in the booth, who, as long as she can hold her own with Cole, which shouldn't be hard to do because Cole's got like 9 voices blasting his head simultaneously, and Corey Graves is probably going to set her up just well enough that I don't see her having any real issues unless she makes a bunch of large, egregious errors. But from what she's done from her backstage work, from her podcast style shows, all the things she's done for the network, I don't see her making that many massive errors when it comes to being on live. And she's had enough people say great things about her. Heyman has even mentioned that people talk about how it's great to have Paul Heyman there. And he's like, no, I think it's amazing that I get to be with the younger talent. And he's put Renee over quite a few times about her overall skill and her acclimate, how good she is with how young she is in the business overall. And if Heyman's willing to go, this is somebody that you can take to the bank repeatedly. He's a scary judge of talent. And from what I've seen her do, she's pretty good. And with Heyman giving her the vote of confidence, and knowing that Corey's going to be there to try to smooth out some things here and there, I don't see her having any problems at all with Raw for at least a couple of weeks.